Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. Here we are tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, getting set and ready to go with our preliminary events for the 25th annual Original All-American 400. I'm Winston Deal, joined by my co-host Colton Coe. Colton, I believe it's your first time on the mic with me here on the WD Broadcasting Network. Are you looking forward to this long weekend of racing here at the fairgrounds?
Yeah, Nashville Fairgrounds is one of my most favorite racetracks. I enjoy this place when I race it. So I'm looking forward to watching these guys race around this racetrack and see what they can do. 400 laps is a long time, and they're gonna have to really save fuel, save tires. And it's gonna be an endurance race, really. 400 laps is not a short time around here. These laps go by quick, but not very fast. So I'm excited to see what these drivers do when it comes to Sunday, but they got to first make the show first.
Yeah, that's going to happen tonight here. We have quite a few cars as you see the track sitting quiet right now for the drivers meeting, but 38 cars strong here tonight on night number 1 for the Super Late models. Earlier on this week, we've had a few races so far. We've had, I believe, 4 all of this week, so it's been a great week of racing here at the fairgrounds, and we look forward to the next 2 nights, including the Super Late Model original qualifying and heat races tonight, and then qualifying tomorrow night with a 400 lap race around the fairgrounds in the Super Late Models. So a long race, as you put it, Colton, but many big names on this previous winners list. I see Ryan Borges and Dale Owen, a couple guys that are well known on the iRacing.com simulator. Ryan Kuhn taking home the checkered flag last year. Ryan Kuhn, owner of RKM Setup Shop, they actually went to victory lane last night in the WD Broadcasting Network Super Series. So a lot of speed from that campaign. Josh Berry, another one of those that has won this event, actually winning it 3 times. So a lot of big names on the entry or on the previous winners list here in the original All American 400. So as practice winds down, we're getting ready to go for qualifying. And the way that it's going to work tonight, the top 10 from this qualifying session will be advanced into the race. So they will be automatically advanced into the race, and the rest of them will come from their heat races tonight. So the actual format written out here is the top 10 fastest qualifiers will automatically advance into the race tomorrow night. The top 5 finishers from each of the 4 heat races will advance as well. There will also be 2 promoters options chose, and 4 drivers will advance out of a last chance qualifier tomorrow night. So as this practice session winds down, we're going to have a 5-minute qualifying session. These drivers get in 2 laps. Colton, after this long practice session has come to a close, who can we expect to see at the top of the board in qualifying?
Well, you see up there at the very top, he's always at the top when it comes to racing. Nathan Coaster taking quick time in the practice. I expect to see him right up there at the top of the charts, along with Zach Nichols. I believe Jake Kratasi and Matt Kemp. I don't think they could put a lap together. There's a lot of traffic out on track because we have a lot of cars here tonight, and 39 of them to be exact. So it was very, very hard to get a lap in if you joined a little later, which I believe they did. So I believe you're going to see Nathan Coaster, Zach Nichols, and maybe, let's do a dark horse. Let's go Alex Sexton. I think he's going to come third.
We are back here, folks. I apologize. I just realized that my mic wasn't on, so I was spitting out a bunch of knowledge at you, but unfortunately, you guys weren't able to hear that. So, as qualifying winds down, we see Jaden Kratasi at the top of the standings. Mark Keatman in the 54 second. Cy Bowen third, your winner last night in the Pro Late Model Division. So here's a guy on the racetrack that we are used to seeing on the WD Broadcasting Network, Jimmy Gauker. He completes lap number 1, P10 for Gauker on the first lap. He's going to try and pick it up a little bit more on lap number 2 as he heads through the center of the corner and up and out of turn number 4. The checkered flag being waved to Jimmy Gauker. He moves it up to the 6th spot, knocking Ethan Wolf out of the top 10, but Wolf's going to have one more lap to try and improve. As Wolf up and out of turn number 4 to the stripe on lap number 2. He's not going to pick it up anymore, so he's sitting 11th right now. Still a couple guys left to go. Brandon Wilkinson, the 56 car, your winner Tuesday night in the Street Stock division. As a new guy going to the top of the board, Shane Williamson in the 153 machine. He goes to the top spot. So Wilkinson working his way down the back straightaway. I'm expecting a lot of speed. You see right there, was not happy with lap number 1. He goes up to the top of the racetrack and brings it to a stop. So not happy with his first lap there. Nathan Coaster here, lap number 1, 27th quick for the guy who sat quick time that entire practice session. As Nate works into turns 3 and 4. And out of the corner, he's going to try and improve here. Lap 2 for Coaster. He goes to 5th quick, so top 5 qualifying effort for Nathan Coaster here.
I saw Coaster. He did not like his first lap. He pulled it right to the top side. Got a good run off the top side of turn 4 and goes lay down a lap. That is good enough for 5th quick here in the qualifying session for the All-American 400.
Yeah, similar to what we saw Brandon Wilkinson do as he works out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. So not recording a first lap time, but he's going to have one right here out of turn number 2. Wilkinson comes to the stripe, and he's going to go 10th quick. So 10th quick for Brandon Wilkinson in the number 56 machine. And as I'm looking around, looks like all 38 drivers have completed their qualifying. So it's now going to be time for our heat race events. So as they start to make their way onto the grid, we'll show you the drivers as they pop up on the screen. We'll go row by row here. Colton on the pole of heat race number 1, the 95 machine, Dalton Collins. And to his outside, he's going to have the 2-time Mid-South iRacing Tour champion, Carter Russo.
Starting in the 3rd position, we have the 08 machine of Josh Smith, and starting 4th, we have the number 73 machine of Jonathan Holston.
Not Alan Young. Jake Brooks, the 57 car, starting in the 5th spot with Alan Young in the 24 to his outside.
Starting in 7th, we have the number 40 of Tim Knott, and starting in 8th, we have the number 52 of Jeff Dillon.
Rounding out the field, Kyle Goodbout, Britt Van Meter, row 5, Bill Harkins, and Jeffrey Eddy, row number 6, and Mark Myers and Steve Wright running shotgun on the field. We have 20-lap heat races here tonight. So 20 laps for these guys to sort them out and see who exactly makes it into the show. Reminder, the top 5 making their way into the race tomorrow night. So on the pole in this one, Dalton Collins and Carter Russo are going to be bringing us to the green flag. As you see at the top of your screen. So these guys have 8 minutes to complete this heat race of 20 laps, so it looks like it should go clean and green. As the pace car falls off of the racetrack, Dalton Collins and Carter Russo, the control cars out of turn number 4. We are racing here at Fairgrounds in heat race number 1 for the All-American 400.
Russo. Oh, got some contact down the back straightaway between Russo and Dalton Collins. They sorted out. Carter Russo takes the lead, exiting turn 4 down the front straightaway and into turn 4.
Yeah, we saw contact there down the back straightaway. Russo maybe leaning up a little bit and getting into the 95 of Collins as we have problems behind him. A couple cars spun around.
I see the 57 of Jake Brooks involved.
Yeah, a couple cars spun around. That we will stay green. I believe caution flags are turned off for the heat race events, so everybody's sitting stopped on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to stay out of the leader's way. But definitely a big problem happening early on in this event as Collins tries to work the inside of Russo for that top spot here early on.
Down into turn 3, Dalton Collins will get the car down to the apron. Carter Russo rolling the outside on Dalton Collins down the front trailer at a dead heave at the line. Collins will bury it down into the corner, push up wide, push Carter out of his line that he would like. And looks like Dalton Collins is going to take over the first position into turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, Collins with 16, make it 15 laps to go at the stripe that time. He takes the top spot back from Carter Russo after that early contact down the back straightaway. Collins with barely a lead. We see Russo looking back to the inside, showing the nose. Collins holding him tight off of the corner. Looks like Collins is going to be able to hang on for now, but not after Russo gets loose off of the 4th corner.
Good defending there from Collins. He's just running his own line, which he feels is fastest, and he's going to force Russo to go off the racing line and to try and get around him. Very, very smart tactic of racing, just to run your line, run the fastest line and the preferred line, and make the other guy go offline in a slower line to attempt to pass you.
Yeah, passing here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway is very difficult, especially in these super late models. You try and get underneath somebody, it looks like it just seems like you lose grip coming up off the corner. So Russo unable to defend the lead from the 95 of Dalton Collins, but we have 12 laps to go. Are we going to see any more challenges from the number 21?
I imagine he'll probably try and make a charge right here at the end, but right now it's just a stalemate. They know that they're locked into the All-American 400 for tomorrow, so why push it and wreck each other? Obviously, they're hungry for any type of win that they can get here tonight, but at the end of the day, I think knowledge will prevail, and they will just race it out here because they know that they are locked in and they don't want to ruin anybody else's chances.
Yeah, as we have 5 cars kind of broken away from the rest of the field. The last of those, Kyle Goodbout right now having a little bit of a connection issue, blinking in and off of my screen. So as I was talking about him, he might have just slipped away from the session right here. That would put the number 41 of Tim Knott into the transfer spot. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if the 90 machine comes back. It looks like he is not. So a tough break for Kyle Goodbout in the number 90. He's going to fall out of the transfer spot, and that spot's going to go over to Tim Knott, who's got Britt Van Meter in the 27 hot on his tail behind him with 8 laps to go.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Kyle Goodbout. He was running a good race, just kind of hanging up there with the top 5, looking to advance to tomorrow's race, but that's a thing with iRacing. You got to have good Wi-Fi to play this game. You run a risk when you don't that you're going to disconnect. So just happened to him there, which is unfortunate, but the race must go on.
And yeah, we've seen that a couple times here on the WD Broadcasting Network where guys that are running towards the front of the field just get plagued by bad luck, including connection issues and other hardware faulties. So unfortunate break for Kyle Goodbout in the 90. We might see him back tomorrow in the last chance race, but right now it is all Dalton Collins in the number 95. He's got 4 laps to go as he comes across the line right here. And he's kind of broken away from Carter Russo. What's that going to tell us about the later heat races here tonight, Colton?
I think it's just going to tell us that the field's just going to get strung out and that challenging for any type of positions after the green flag is going to be very, very challenging. It's a very competitive field here tonight, as that.
And as you mentioned, Russo maybe not fighting Collins as much as he could right there, knowing that he's in the race, not wanting to jeopardize his chances by getting into too severe of a battle with the number 95. He's in second right now, and popsicle sticks up in the air. Collins has got a pretty big gap back to the number 21 of Carter Russo, who now has company of Alan Young on his back bumper down the back straightaway.
It'll be a very, very late challenge here from the 24 of Alan Young. I don't think he'll be too desperate and won't throw anything too stupid, because at the same time, his logic should say that, well, you're locked in, so you should be fine, as Dalton Collins is going to bring this thing around turns 3 and 4 for the win here.
And yeah, as you say that, we have a battle for the transfer spot on the last lap. Britt Van Meter and Tim Knott side by side. We're going to see who gets it at the stripe. They come off the corner side by side. I don't really know who got it there. My timing is showing Britt Van Meter had the position. So in a last lap pass, Britt Van Meter in the number 27 machine gets around Tim Knott and takes the transfer spot away as Dalton Collins wins heat race number 1.
Wow, that's why I say those late challenges, they always come in and they're surprises. There's the first surprise here with the super light models in the weekend here at the All-American 400.
As on your screen now, you see the results from heat race number 1, Dalton Collins, Carter Russo, Alan Young, Jeff Dillon, Britt Van Meter, your 5 transferring drivers right there. Tim Knott coming home just short in the number 6 spot. Mark Myers, Jeffrey Eddy, Jake Brooks, who we saw involved in that early accident, Jonathan Holstein, Steve Wright, Bill Harkins, Kyle Goodbow, and Josh Smith rounding out your field. So now we move into heat number 2, and once again, Colton will go row by row here on the pole. The WD Broadcasting Network P1 Performance number 9, Alex Sexton. He's going to have the Crete, Illinois driver Ethan Wolf rolling off to his outside.
Starting in the 3rd position, we have the number 44, very, very good driver on iRacing, Zach Nichols, and to his outside, you have the number 10 of Travis Wright.
Yeah, Nichols, a very experienced driver here on the iRacing simulator. He'll roll off from the 3rd spot. Row number 3 consists of Greg Evans down on the bottom side of the racetrack with Damon Barrick in the Stephen Nassie number 51. He'll start 6th.
Starting in the 7th position, we have the number 21 of Cody Jordan and the number 13 of Zach Coyer to his outside.
Yep, it'll be Weigel, Yancey, Thomas, Farmer, Strunk, and Walters rounding out your field, but Alex Sexton and Ethan Wolf working their way through turns 3 and 4. They get into the restart zone, and they are off and away down into turns 1 and 2, and we are green flag racing in the 2nd heat for the super late models.
Down into turn 1, Alex Sexton pulls a little bit of an advantage of Ethan Wolf. Ethan Wolf will dive it down into turns 3 and 4. The middle of 3 and 4. Alex Sexton will be looking to clear. Ethan Wolf looks like he does into turn 1. Alex Sexton, your leader off the bat here.
Yeah, Sexton gets away, and he's got about a half car length lead off of turn number 4. He's going to have to hold on for 18 laps if he wants to capture a victory here in the 2nd heat race of the night. This Wolf hot on his tail as they head down the back straightaway. It's 3 cars under a blanket for that top spot with Zach Nichols rounding them out, but look behind him, Greg Evans has just turned the fastest lap of the race, so we'll look for him to maybe make a charge towards the back of this field. Right now the transfer spot belonging to the number 10 machine of Travis Wright.
Damian Barrick will be all over Wright's rear bumper looking to get into the All-American 400 for tomorrow. But Alex Sexton looks like he's trying to hold off Ethan Wolf and Zach Nichols, two very, very good and experienced drivers here on the iRacing simulator. That's a tall order to do. We'll see if Sexton can hold on for another 15 or so laps.
As folks, I apologize there. The overlay on the screen that you usually see right here on the left side of your screen, it was starting to bug out there a little bit. We got it fixed. And right now, the correct lap count is up right there. 14 to go for the number 9 machine of Alex Sexton. As Wolf right now under attack for that second spot with Zach Nichols right on his tail. Nichols going to look to the bottom side of the racetrack as they head down the front straightaway. Give the inside lane to Zach Nichols through turns 1 and 2 right here, but Wolf able to get the run. Alex Sexton up the wall. He goes sliding. Sexton able to save it. They stay in the second spot. It is a crazy turn of events there. That allows Ethan Wolf to grab the lead, but Nichols and Sexton with an amazing deal of driving right there to keep their cars straight in transfer positions. As they still have quite a gap to the number 10 of Travis Wright in the 5th spot, and Damon Barrick in position number 6. But wow, Colt, what a good deal of driving there by those two drivers to keep all 4 wheels underneath them.
Yeah, that's, I don't know what happened there. It looks like Sexton just got a little tight coming off the corner and snagged the wall down the back straightaway. He's going to have company in the form of the 2-car Greg Evans. How will that affect his car for the rest of this event? We don't know. Could slow him down a bit in a straight line. Looks like it's not too terrible, but that was quite a big whack into the fence.
Yeah, I think you hit it best right there. A pretty big whack into the fence. We saw him get the wall and then try to steer away from it, but those right sides just kind of glued to the outside retaining wall here at the Nashville Fairgrounds. And luckily, he was able to catch the slide. He still sits in the 3rd spot with 9 laps to go.
Your leader, Ethan Wolf, is going to get into some lap traffic here. That will allow Zach Nichols, who's already been closing the gap pretty significantly per lap, to just get that much closer. Nichols will be looking for a way around the 112 of Ethan Wolf.
Yeah, you see the lap traffic right there. Ryan Shrunk and I believe Craig Weigel in the 08 machine. They're going at it for the 11th spot, and Ethan Wolf having a hard time really finding a lane to get around these two, but 7 laps to go, and Zach Nichols is right there on the back bumper of Wolf for the top spot.
Looks like Wolf just cannot find a way around these 2 lap cars. They'll be holding him up and making him angry in the cockpit because he just wants to get around him and have clean air ahead of him to push on and try and get away from this 44 car. But we got 2 cars in your windshield, that can be very, very difficult to fall into a rhythm, as you got to watch them and adjust your line to how they're racing. As here comes Zach Nichols to the outside of Ethan Wolf into turn 1. Zach Wolf just drives it in a little too hard, slides up, and does not have the grip. He's going to come back down the inside into turns 3 and 4. He's to the inside down the front straightaway, exiting turn 4. They are a dead heave at the line, and Nichols dive bombs it into turn 1 and overtakes Wolf. Nichols to the front.
Yeah, it looks like Wolf might have backed out right there. Saw how the situation was unfolding. Didn't want to be side by side for too long with Alex Sexton in the 3rd spot starting to close in. So Wolf just kind of biting the bullet right there, letting Nichols around in the 44. You know, Wolf might have sat down right there and said, well, if I finish second, I'm still in the race and I have the good track position early on there. Don't want to jeopardize that by going side by side. He dropped back to the 2nd spot as Alex Sexton and Greg Evans and Curtis Yancey are top 5.
Yeah, Yancey has a huge gap back to Damian Barrick. I don't think Barrick will mount any sort of type of a challenge, as we are coming to the white flag this time around for Zach Nichols.
Yeah, white flag for Nichols. We saw him make contact there with Alex Sexton, but he was able to hang on to the race car and drive up to the back bumper of Ethan Wolf. Completes the pass, and out of turn number 4, winner of heat race number 2 is the 44 machine of Zach Nichols.
Very, very good piece of driving there from Nichols. He went from almost crashing with Alex Sexton in turn 3 to hunting down Ethan Wolf, passing him and going on to win the race. Very dominant display of the driving and the car he has underneath him here at Nashville.
As we take a quick break here, we will be right back with the WD Broadcasting Network in time for the green flag in our next event at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Well, folks, we are back here on the air with the WD Broadcasting Network. On your screen now, you'll see the results from heat race number 2. Zach Nichols picking up the victory in that. Ethan Wolf second, Alex Sexton third, Greg Evans fourth, and Curtis Yancey rounding out your top 5 and transfer positions. So right here on your screen, you see everybody pulling on to the speedway, and this is our last event of the night. All of the official events have been completed, but right now everybody pulling out onto the speedway, and we're going to have a little 10-lap dash here and see what exactly happens. On the pole, the 53, very nice looking ride. Shane Williamson going to be rolling off from the top spot. Cy Bowen in the second position. Nathan Coaster, Lane Holsler, Penny Hogan in the 5th position. Jimmy Galkert is outside. Brandon Wilkinson and Matt Kemp. Alan Young, Ethan Wolf, Zach Nichols as well right there. Jeff Dillon, number 9 of Alex Sexton. A lot of guys gridded up in this one. I believe 25 cars on the speedway. As the lights are off down the back straightaway, it's going to be Shane Williamson and Cy Bowen leading us to the green. As the pace car drops off of the speedway, be in the hands of the number 53 machine of Shane Williamson. 10-lap dash. We are racing here for the final time at Fairgrounds here tonight.
To turn 1, looks like Williamson's going to pull clear of Cy Bowen, but here comes Bowen to the outside of Williamson, and we have a yellow flag out on the track.
Yeah, yellow flag on the speedway. We'll take a look at what happened. Damon Barrick in the 51 with some nose damage right there. We will take a look at right here as they were coming out of turn number 2. You see the 51 get up the racetrack just a little bit. He went for a slide to the bottom of the racetrack. I believe that's the 52 machine in front of him right there. Jeff Dillon also collected in that, so a couple cars involved. Cy Bowen, your leader after all that chaos. He was able to get around the number 53 of Shane Williamson, and as we sit right now, caution laps do count, so we have 8 laps to go for your leader, Cy Bowen. I believe we might be going green this time by. It looks like not the case right here. The pace car obviously still on the speedway. So as we wrap things up here tonight, Colton, based on the heat races, how can you expect the race to go tomorrow night?
I expect the race to go relatively clean. You're obviously going to have some yellows here, but if we have a long enough green flag run, you could see fuel and tire strategy come in. It could be a very, very exciting race tomorrow. Assuming we get a longer green flag run, it'll test the brain of these drivers even more than they're already being tested just with driving around this track. It's a fast track, so I think it's going to be a very, very fun and exciting event.
Yeah, it should be a good event tomorrow night as Cy Bowen and Shane Williamson lead us to the stripe. Bowen going nice and early that time. He gets the jump into turns 1 and 2. Nathan Coaster in the 53 sliding into the third spot. We'll take a look at them all as they head down the back straightaway. Looks like everybody starts to keep it clean and green down into turn number 3. We have 5 laps to go here in the 10-lap dash. Cy Bowen, your leader, across the stripe. Shane Williamson in the 53 closely behind. As they work into turns 3 and 4, they'll see 4 laps to go this time.
Williamson all over the back of Bowen. He's going to look for a way around as we have the second yellow flag of this event.
As the caution flag flies, we'll take a look at what exactly happened. Travis Wright in the 10 off of the pace. I don't believe he was the cause of the yellow right there.
Like the 59 of Kenneth Farmer and the 51 of Damon Barrett will be the cause of the yellow.
As you see right here, Kenneth Farmer, the 59, Damon Barrick in the 51. Barrick just makes the slightest bit of contact and up the racetrack went the 59 machine of Farmer. So that puts us under yellow for the second time here tonight. As the leaders work what is lap number 8 now, we are back racing. So quickly going through the caution sequence there, 2 laps to go for Cy Bowen down the back straightaway. Bowen makes his way into turns 3 and 4. The guys behind him, both of the 53 cars, going to have one more shot at it here as they head into turn 1 for the final time here tonight. Bowen, your leader.
So we got chaos in turns 1 and 2. Bunch of cars wrecking.
A lot of carnage behind them, but through turns 3 and 4 and out of the corner, Cy Bowen going to pick up the 10-lap dash victory here tonight. So we'll take a look at what exactly went down going into turns 1 and 2 that final time. As folks right here, we'll take a look at what happened. You see the white and blue number 5 on the top side of the racetrack, Matt Kemp. He makes contact with the outside wall. And the number 9 of Alex Sexton also involved. Ethan Wolf on the bottom right there. Everybody's sliding into the accident. So that is what happened.
That's what last laps are all about. Everybody's pushing to get the best spot that they can in the finishing order, and sometimes people just get a little over aggressive or overdrive their car, and they make mistakes and hit the fence, and that's how big wrecks happen. And that was a perfect example right there.
Yeah, as that's just a short preview of what's to come tomorrow night. That was 10 laps, and tomorrow we will have 400 laps of racing here on the WD Broadcasting Network. So coverage for that will start, I believe, at 9:30 Eastern tomorrow night. And then qualifying and a last chance qualifier. And then after that, we will be set and ready to go. So, sorry, I apologize. Not 9:30 tomorrow night. We will actually Start coverage at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, so a little bit earlier than we were here tonight. And then 36 cars will be starting the 400 lap event. Colton, what can we look forward to going into tomorrow's race?
Probably a much cleaner race than that one was. Just a fun race. It's not really what we're gonna see tomorrow. What we're gonna see tomorrow is clean racing and a bunch of tire management. This track is bumpy and bumps eat up tires. And probably some really good pieces of driving. It's a long race. It's an endurance race for an oval. So it's gonna be attrition who can manage their stuff the best and who's going to be there right at the end to exit turn 4 and take the checkered flag.
Yeah, you said the tire saving game will be a thing. 400 laps, so obviously these guys are going to be coming down for pit stops quite frequently. They have 6 sets of tires in the pits. They're going to have to come down for fuel about every 130 laps, so should be a pretty exciting race tomorrow with a lot of strategy involved, and we look forward to that. But everybody enjoy the rest of your Friday night here, and we will see you guys tomorrow night for the 25th running of the original All-American 400. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in here, but we look forward to seeing you tomorrow night.